So it's self-care day, and I spent a good amount of time thinking about my future and what's next. Since leaving corporate August 2023, I decided to start my own business. So I looked at it as I've been an administrative assistant, I've been a virtual admin for X amount of years, then I have this resume of experiences that I can now market to other people. Instead of marketing myself to employers, I can market myself to clients. The problem is that I was undercharging. I undercharged out of desperation and lack of self-worth, and that cost me. There's a difference between doing what you're passionate about and doing what you're good at. Had I had the capital, the money, and the support in the beginning, I would not be offering the services that I'm offering. I would be paying somebody for them. I would be paying somebody to do the things that I'm doing. I went to school for office admin, but just because I'm good at it does not mean that I should be offering these services. Just because you can do it does not mean that you're called to it. I could have made so much more in business if I was not underselling myself, if I had charged my worth. There is so much money to be made as a VA, OBM, and social media manager if you are attracting the clients who will pay for the services instead of ghosting their invoices and then getting up on this here internet and acting like they don't know you. As much as I still have social media clients, I don't promote my services anymore because I've run out of... I don't value it anymore. I don't want to do it. I'll be honest, I don't. I was also operating out of survival mode, doing it from a place of I need to get out of living in my mom's house with my child with a disability. It wasn't sustainable. There was no sustainability. There were so many things that contributed to me deciding to close my LLC. So Alicia Andrews LLC is on pause, and I am no longer offering management services. I've also chose to walk away from the beauty industry. I'm no longer offering nails or wax. I was doing all of these things as a way to meet an end because I grew up in poverty and wanted so badly to get out of that system. For 15 years of my life, I was on welfare. I was on Ontario Works. And there's nothing wrong with being on it for whatever reason that you're on it. But for me personally, I don't want to be capped at bare minimum. It is helpful when it's necessary, but it's not what me and my family need. I'm also just in a space where I'm like appreciating and valuing the fact that like online business management and virtual assistance has helped me over the last 7 years, and it's been great. When I was in my apartment, I was working 2 full-time jobs. I worked for an insurance company. I worked for a shipping and logistics company. I had a part-time job working as a virtual admin assistant. I was doing my business, running my nails and doing waxing. And learning. I had just got certified as a waxer too, so I was trying to learn how to perfect my skill and my art at that, and I wasn't always great at these services that I was offering, and look at me underselling myself again. And I was also in school for law clerk, which I didn't finish, and I'm now on academic probation. I was doing all of these things to keep a roof over my head and to provide for my son and do it all on my own and to get my family under one roof, despite the fact that I had all of these family members and friends saying, I got you, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and nobody showed up for us. As a matter of fact, they let us down. I paid my aunt $2,000 to help me, and she was a paralegal, and she took the money and disappeared with it. As a matter of fact, she took the money and then ostracized me from my family. I am so extremely grateful for the way that God has used me in this season and for opening doors and opportunities. And so it's not to say no. There is money in being a VA. There's money in being an online business manager, and there's money in being a social media manager. But before you start your business, you need to learn how to say no. You have to have boundaries. There's money in being a nail tech. There's money in being a waxer. There is a need for you in these avenues. Look at your resume and the skills you're using to market yourself to other people, and those are the skills you could be using to market yourself to clients and to be successful working from home. The problem is I'm not doing what I'm passionate about, and it's actually making me resentful towards my business. I think it's been 20 minutes. I think I could take these off. Whew. So what would I do if I had the money? I would build a sustainable brand. One rooted in creativity, healing, advocacy, protection, freedom, and no shortcuts. Longevity and purpose, to know that I am leaving behind a legacy for my children, for my children's children. And honestly, that starts with telling the truth about where I went wrong and reverse engineering it and fixing my mistakes. I jumped into virtual admin because I am good at administration. I'm good at social media. I'm good at management. I took HR. I did all these things. I know how to learn systems, train systems, and create training manuals. That does not mean that I'm passionate about it. That being said, I have deactivated my nail page. I've deactivated my management page, and I am focused on discipline by design, mentorship, coaching, publishing, healing, writing, and advocacy. Who would you become in the market space that needs your fingerprint and DNA in the areas that you think are oversaturated?